Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be solving LeetCode 20 valid parentheses. So we're given a string containing these characters, and we need to determine if the input string is valid. And they define a valid input string as open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order. And every closing bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. Okay, so open to close is true, open close, open close, open close, true, and open close but not of the same type is false. Okay, so what we can do here is use a stack. Right, so what we'll do is we'll loop through our string. Say we're given example 2. We'll loop through our string. If it's an open bracket, we will append it to our stack. So we'll have this on the first pass. And then on the next pass, we find that we have a closing bracket. So what we want to do is check if that opening character in our stack, the very last item, matches the character that we're currently at. If it does, we'll just pop it off, remove it, and continue on. So what we're going to have to do is create a mapping, and we will map the closing brackets to the opening brackets for all types. And let's just write all this out here. Close to open. Okay, so what are we going to return? Well, we want to return, if we make it through the entire iteration, right? So for example 2, we're going to append and then pop, append, pop, append, pop. So we should have an empty stack by the time we finish going through. So if our stack is empty, that means we've achieved a valid string. In example 3, we've appended, and then this doesn't match here, the last character, so we append again. So we'll have a stack of length 2, so that should return false. So what we want to return at the end is the length of our stack equal to 0 or not. Okay, so now to get to the main part of the program, we need to loop through every character in string. What do we need to do? Well, we need to check if our stack has anything in it first and foremost. If it does not, we will just append the current character that we're at. Append C. So if our stack is non-empty, what are we going to do? We need to check if that last character is an open bracket and it matches the closing bracket that we are currently at. So we have to say if the current character is in our mapping, meaning it's a closing bracket, we have to also check, okay, so if it's in there and if the last item in our stack matches the value for the current character. So and stack of -1 is equal to mapping of C. What are we going to do? We're going to do a stack.pop. Otherwise, that means we don't have a matching bracket, so we just append it to our stack. So we'll do a stack.append the current character, and this should give us the results we're looking for. Get rid of some space, run it. We pass all test cases, we'll submit, and it does work. So what is the time and space complexity of this? Well, our space complexity is going to be the length of our stack that we create. So this will be O of stack.length, and it will also be the length of our mapping.length. So our space complexity at the end is going to be our stack dot length plus our mapping dot length. What's the time complexity? The time complexity is going to be, well, we have a for loop, so we're already at O of n, and then we have this in operator here, but we're checking if the character is in our map over here. So that's gonna, we're checking a dictionary, so it's gonna give us O of 1 lookup time. Checking the last item in a stack, O of 1, so this whole thing will be a runtime of O of n. And that's it for LeetCode 20, valid parentheses. I will hopefully see you all in the next one.